Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Ackerson. I'm the CEO and founder of AutoGrid.co, as you probably already know. And I'm joined by Mariana, who co-wrote this article that we're talking about today with me. Specifically, we're talking about 3 actionable insights about B2B sales funnels that you really need to know about. Now, we start off this article by talking about, think of an apple, think of a potato. They're very different things. And B2B sales compared to B2C sales, also very different things. With, as Mariana, you and I were talking before we hit record here, I was giving the analogy of, you're like a fast casual restaurant owner. You could be standing out on the sidewalk, with an apron and like free samples, saying, Mac's famous delicious cheeseburgers, giving out free samples. And who's your target market? Okay, it's anyone who's walking by. 80% of people probably like, or at least don't hate cheeseburgers, and a lot of people are going to be taking free samples, and that's marketing, and that's doing sales for B2C, like right there. B2B on the other hand, I think kind of it's just a completely different beast in terms of the amount of time that it takes for clients to consider, because they're just spending a lot more money, and the way that they approach the decision is different too. There's really just, because it takes more time, it's more of a logic based decision. Okay, who else is buying from you? What's the ROI from this product? How much time perhaps will this actually save me? And I think about this story that I read once of the salesman in Inc. magazine. And this salesman was like, top of the industry, just amazing at his job. And not the, didn't seem like a bad guy either. Like you see salesmen portrayed in movies and television. Seemed like a pretty decent guy, probably why he's also good at his job. Anyway, his B2B sales consisted of going to extremely large multinational corporations that had like their own corporate villages. So they would kind of like build communities for like employees, who want to like live locally. And they had their own, this big kind of community and corporate campus. And he would sell to them, sit down, suit and tie in the boardroom, present to board members. He would give them his pitch selling nuclear reactors that they would bury in the ground and that would power their entire corporate campus for years and years and years. And these would cost tens of millions of dollars as an investment. Okay. So that's just an idea to give you in terms of like, okay, you're wondering what the difference is. That's an idea of how different both of them are. All right. So that's a little bit about B2B and what it is and what it isn't. So let's jump into the first example, Mariana, and extract some insights that can help you guys who are watching to construct a better B2B sales funnel.
Okay, so the first case study that we're going to analyze here is Go Cardless. This is a bank debit network. They increased conversion by 139% by just a simple and tiny tweak. They changed in their funnel the call to action button text, which was request to watch a demo. It was not converting that well, and then they changed it to something a little more simple, like they wanted to minimize friction. So they tested, they ran an A/B test for 7 days actually, and they tested watch a demo without having people to request it and fill out a form, and then having to, watch the live demo video. And just by doing this, people would, actually like just click watch the video, and they would watch it at their own convenience, at their own time. And this, increased conversions by 139%. We have done this in the past, right? We have actually changed our call to action button, from being, request a call or request a demo to watch it, on demand. So this is a very, a proven to convert strategy that worked for this sales funnel. A second sales funnel that we're gonna be analyzing is a SaaS
Well,
e-commerce.
let me just kind of give a reaction to the first one. Um, so, I mean, you kind of called it out right there in your description of it, and I think that's the key insight too, is that, you know, by reducing friction, you will, you know, 99 times out of 100 actually increase your conversion rate. Now you need to balance that with getting quality conversions, right? So this is something that we're kind of calibrating within our own sales funnel right now. I mean, a lot of our clients come to us and tell us how much they admire our sales funnel because it's just kind of like a graceful sort of like escalation and education, you know, of the relationship and of what we're selling, respectively. Um, so escalation, you know, of the relationship and greater education on the product, that is. And we are offering an on-demand demo, just like GoCardless is, which sounds like it's kind of a similar company or competitor to maybe PayPal and Stripe in some ways. Um, and it makes sense because when you remove friction, you make it easier for people to get further down into the next stage of the funnel. And in this case, it's a problem of context switching. You know, people don't want to pick up their phones necessarily when they're already online. They're consuming the content there. Okay, do I really want to invest an hour or risk investing an hour or maybe more with someone who I don't really know if I want it yet? I have just maybe some initial questions right off the bat. So you don't want to risk your time. You don't want to risk being sold to. You just want answers to your question and you're already online. So why not just watch a demo video and get your answers from sitting back, relaxing, and just watching a video instead, and maybe in a fraction of the time, and then maybe decide, you know, to actually book a call. And that's actually how we organize our funnel, and what clients really like about buying from us is that it's, you know, it's very education focused and it's very low friction in that way. But again, the thing that we're calibrating and figuring out right now, um, and something that I think you guys who are watching this need to pay attention to is, you know, so like, for example, the problem that we've been facing is we're getting a lot of bookings recently as our traffic has been growing more and more, and we've been publishing, you know, more quality content. So we're getting a lot more bookings, but, you know, that means that more people have actually been booking calls, but for whatever reason, they just won't show up, you know, to the call. And we want to make sure that, you know, our team's time is being used as productively as possible. And we only want people who are booking who are actually going to show up. So part of how we are actually kind of adjusting our sales funnel now. So we lowered friction, but now we're just going to increase it. We're increasing it just by a little bit. So for example, we put like a timer where people need to like actually spend it, like wait at least a few minutes before you can just go right and book it right there. Because we want people to really have at least a basis or basic idea, okay, of what our value proposition is and who we're a fit for, who we're not a fit for, and, you know, what it is that we can offer and what problems we can solve. Because if someone gets on the phone, which has happened, you know, in some other cases, they're like, oh, like, give me your pitch. Tell me all about it. It's like, okay, like, did you look at our website a little bit? Because we don't want to just kind of pitch you for the next hour. Like, it's not a good use of your time or ours. So that's the situation that we want to engineer: quality conversation, efficient use of time, and yeah. So there you go. Those are insights related to GoCardless's case study.
So the second case study is from SaaS e-commerce software that helped generate 29.3% of added sales. And this is Samcart that we actually used it. It has actually worked for us. It has helped our conversions for our checkout pages, right, Matt? Mm-hmm. And for this particular case study, this is Freak Athletics. It's a website where they offer basketball training, and they were using PayPal, and then they switched to Samcart. They were using the one-click upsell, and they added an average of approximately $36 in additional revenue per customer for their main training product. They really like the one-click sales, the one-click upsells, the checkout page customization, and just by using SamCard, I think it was in less than 12 months. Uh, they reported like 29% in added sales, and that was about $36,000 in revenue in less than 12 months. So what can you tell us about SamCard and the results that have brought to us, because we are a customer for them?
Yeah, sure. So with our business, we had a conversion rate that we were seeing around 7% on our checkout pages. And with SamCart, we saw actually an increase of 7% to over 14.3%, I believe. So a little bit more than doubling the conversion rate. Now, I think part of that is, also because over time we've offered, a wider range. So speaking of what we like to call the laws of sales funnel physics, one of the laws is the law of range. By offering more products, better, you're going to increase probably your average, per customer, per client order in general. So that was definitely a factor there. I think, so for example, the conversion rate would be higher on a $29 ebook versus a $1,000, in-depth training, like the six-figure sales funnel training that we sell on our website. Just because, there's more consideration, like we're talking about with B2B versus B2C, there's more consideration that has to go into a sale that's where the price is higher, right? It just makes sense. In this case, with this case study, you're talking about one-click upsells, and and just to kind of actually backtrack, I just want to make sure I'm clear on this point. So while I can't say, I won't actually say that SamCart doubled our sales, I would definitely say that it was we saw a significant net increase in overall sales, and it definitely helped to increase the per customer average order value, as it did, for this business that we're talking about here. And the thing about one-click upsells, again, talking about friction, law of friction from sales funnel physics, it just brings it down by like an order of magnitude, because you're usually with one-click upsells, the context is someone is at checkout. They've just kind of crossed that threshold where they say, okay, I trust this company enough. I want this product. I'm going to take the plunge. I'm going to buy. And then, and people get excited. You get excited when you're buying something new. And at least there's like, I bought some, like some small product the other day, and it's still kind of exciting to, I don't know, buy something that's not really that significant per se, but you get a little excited. So when you're making a special offer, like with a one-click upsell where you don't have to put in your credit card information again, it's just an easy decision. And it can often be an impulse buy. And it sounds like it was in this case too, because it increased the average order value by $36, I think you said. So yeah, I think a key takeaway from this case study is pay attention to the law of range. And again, the law of friction, consider using one-click upsells. And in general, just consider upselling. It's just a really overlooked opportunity that a lot of B2B companies don't invest in, because it increases the client lifetime value, average order value, and it's really easy if you can do it in a smart way and in an easy way, which SamCard makes it easy. Okay, what's the final one?
So the final one is AutoGrow. So we have actually helped a lot of clients grow their revenue, their sales, and we have this particular case study of eSoftware Associates. They're a seven-figure company, and we helped him turn a projected 10% loss for the year into a 30% revenue growth after working with us, and that translated into $300,000 in extra revenue. Do you remember something particular about this case study and about this relationship with this client?
Yeah, what I like about this, so Russell was the VP. I forget his official title, but I think VP of operations, something like this. And so he was our primary point of contact and our clients. And for the company, just a great business. Started 3 years previously, had been doubling year over year over year, working with many, Fortune 500 companies. But then some politics happened in Washington, and they had to go on a spending freeze. And because many of their clients had to go on a spending freeze due to budget issues and going on in Washington. On top of that, they had just been banned from Google because a SEO consultant was doing some shady things that got them banned in terms of trying to, get them to rank high for certain keywords. That's why originally he was projecting a loss at 10% for the year. However, after just 3 months of working with us, where we worked with him to rewrite all of his copy, redesign all of his landing pages, and just build out and optimize his sales funnel across the board, we got 30%. We helped him see a 30% net increase rather than 10% net increase. And again, his business was already a 7-figure business, so it was substantial. Now, in terms of actionable insights to take away from this scenario, I think it just illustrates kind of the law of the law of clarity, because we invested a lot of time in the copy in particular, and in making these kind of rather sometimes corporate sounding concepts, and just very grounded, because what they did as a company in terms of working with many Fortune 500 businesses, they would build these they're called macro programs in Microsoft Office, and they would help to, just to simplify it, it helped to automate the process. It helped to remove a lot of paperwork and otherwise manual labor that their corporate employees, their clients' corporate employees, would have to do. So it was a huge time saver. We also I just remember off the top of my head, one of the things I found kind of entertaining, and I think this helped the conversion rate on the landing page, was we actually compared and contrasted their company's offering with, the alternative, some rogue consultant who doesn't really know what he's doing, and he's like, I don't know, smoking a big cigar, and he's just a guy who's, I don't know, whatever, not that professional, versus working with Russell's company. You get a team of professionals who know what they're doing, check, you get everything included. So I think that contrast was also very powerful, and also visual. So that helped to make the landing page itself more persuasive. But overall, I'd say law of clarity: simplify your language. Don't speak in corporate speak. Just make it very clear in terms of what value you're offering and how you deliver it. And that's what we did on the landing page, Russell. Okay, so that's 3 case studies, but actually we have 7. 5 plus 2, 7. We have 7 case studies in total that you can check out. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button if you like this, and also click the link to go check out the other 4 case studies and actionable insights that you can get from studying these successful B2B sales funnels. All right. And if you want help building out, optimizing, or just building individual components of your B2B sales funnel, otherwise just kind of help with anything in terms of digital marketing, whether it's the strategy or the execution, check out autogrow.co, because at Autogrow, we help you to delegate all of your digital marketing tasks without the high cost of hiring. That's what we do. It's kind of like project management software plus people integrated into it. It's really cool. And we're just rolling out new features every single day, every single week. We're rolling out live chat right now. So the live chat is integrated within the app. But what happens is you sign up, you log in, you kind of browse. You can either browse our marketplace to select, what project templates you want us to execute, or we can do something custom for you. Okay, like I want you to do something with maintenance, or I want you to help me with strategy. And, you're just in the driver's seat, and we're the car, and we take you wherever you want to go. And we help you, again, with the strategy too, if that's what you need help with. So it's part strategy, part execution, and it's different from, say, I don't know, investing all that time you'd otherwise have to, and to hiring your own team or hiring a freelancer or going to some of these other marketplace websites. And it's a fraction of the cost of going with an agency. So it's all there for you. And in fact, speaking of agencies, many of our clients are agencies. Okay. So anyway, you log in, you tell us what you want to get done, you click the button that says make it real, and we make it real. You see a progress bar in real time going from 0 to 100%. You have the ETA deadlines for anything that you put in there, and it's just like magic. And you basically get work done by typing up some notes, and we do all the heavy lifting. All right, so check it out. It's autogrow.co. And if you're on maybe a tighter budget, maybe check out some of our online training products like AutoGrow's 6-figure sales funnel. We have different packages for that, ranging from, I think it's like a couple $100 up to $1,000 for the most premium. You can go to autogrow.co/marketplace to check those out. So until next time, thank you, Mariana. Thank you all for watching. Keep converting and stay focused.